Hi, we're back with Me and on Mondays, episode 21. I'm Christina.
And I'm Still, and as always, Joe.
Today we want to talk about you are so much more than just the stuff you're comfortable with. I know sometimes we like to avoid things that maybe don't feel like they're a strength for us, or sometimes we feel uncomfortable with trying something new, but we get really excited about the things that we're good at, and that tends to be the direction we continue to go. And sometimes that can keep us from evolving as a dancer, as a human, and learning lots of other things that we might miss if we would just kind of entertain the idea of
branching out past the
is.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
And there's all this chat about comfort zone, and we use it often, that life begins at the end of your comfort zone. There are so many expressions about it. I even use it a lot when I'm teaching class. But often the reason that we feel so strong is the stuff that we feel like we're best at is usually the stuff that we gravitate towards wanting to repeat. So we take more of that, but then we get stronger at that. But we also we step away from the opportunity to dive into the stuff that maybe we have potential in, but are we willing to sit with the discomfort of just having the potential? Are we willing to not be nailing something the first time we do it? Or if we've never, if I go and I'm not a break dancer, am I willing to sit with the discomfort of going into a basic breaking class and not feeling as empowered and as strong as I feel in the stuff that I do all the time, with a language that I speak all the time and I'm fluent in? And of course you can choose not to go dive into any of that stuff, but I think what Tini's saying, as she mentioned the word evolve, there are whole parts of you that you don't get to know as a dancer and a person if we're only going to stick with that stuff that we feel really safe doing.
And then the other side of that is when you get complacent with the things you are good at, and sometimes can stop growing in that area as well. Just being comfortable doing the same style, the same routine, and not finding a way to extend yourself, to be in love with it again, to find make those new choices and those different.
Yeah, totally. To be excited about it. Because what happens is when we get complacent, another word for complacent would be lazy. And when we get complacent with stuff, we stop looking to grow in it. Our mind gets into this automatic mode of thinking we already know how to do it. So we stop paying attention to the feedback, say, as much as we would as someone who's thinking they're not great at, who's seeking information. We kind of stop seeking information sometimes when we get complacent because we feel like we have it. And so, of course, the risk is there that we just plateau. And we never sort of keep growing and adding to what we've got. We just plateau at it. And a lot of this has to do with internal dialogue, like the internal dialogue of, deciding that you don't need to seek any more information because I'm already good at it. It's not that we necessarily say it out loud in those words, but something sort of happens and we shut down and we go through the motions. We're like, I already know how to do that. There's also the internal dialogue with the point that we just made about being more than just what you're comfortable with. There's a dialogue that goes something like, I like this and I don't like that. But if we're willing to dig a little deeper than the I like this and I don't like that, sometimes it's just, I feel valid and worthy when I do this. Right. I feel strong when I do this. When I take this person's class and the style of the choreography looks like this, I feel strong because it's something that my body knows how to do. It's something that I can enjoy and the experience of doing because I feel like I already speak some of the language. The I don't likes generally come about, and I'm generalizing, this is not always the case, it's not an absolute, as I often say, generally come about when it's pushing us outside our comfort zone and we might not feel so good, feel like we look so good, and nobody likes that feeling. I don't know anybody who likes that feeling, while some people are more willing to throw themselves at it than others. Totally. So be mindful of that dialogue when it comes up for you too.
Brilliant point. There's always something underneath that for you to excavate. And the other thing I really see it in is when we have our go-to steps for when we're improvising, especially in auditions and everything. In being someone who holds auditions, I see it in those people that are really comfortable with, let's just say, for example, their side aerial, and in Australia we call it a barani. So our side aerial and our right pirouette, or we have an awesome right leg, and because someone has validated you in that, you feel like it's your strong point, but then again, don't extend yourself to find a new choice. So it's something from the other side of the table that we really notice, and we're waiting for you to make that different choice, to know that we know you're more than that, but for you to know you're more than that, to take that chance to do to execute a different move of something that's also going to be amazing that you can give us, besides just those things that you feel like, yes, this is my step, I'm going to do it every time.
And also that something that might suit the question being asked of you, or
Right.
like what's
The
being asked
style
of you,
or
the
the-
style, the moment that an audition panel or anybody's looking for might not be best met by your amazing right leg. Your right leg is not always the answer. Now, what Tini means about, I think this is what you mean about our go-to move, and we were validated. Maybe one day when you were 10, or between the ages of 10 and 13, people kept complimenting you on that amazing right leg that you've got. So what happens is we form an attachment to thinking that's our best thing. And then we think that that's the stuff that when someone asks for our best, that's the stuff that we have to whip out.
Yep.
But the thing is, you're so much more than your right leg. And sometimes it's not the answer. Sometimes when someone's asking for something particularly connective, if you're in an audition, they're like, I want you to really embody this emotion or this feeling or picture this scenario and then hold yourself as a dancer in it. Sometimes the right leg isn't going to be the answer, but if we've been going to it, hence the word go to, for so long, we sort of feel like if we're not doing that, well, what else are we doing? Because that's my best thing. So there are a few angles we've taken on this today, on the, you're so much more than just the stuff that you're comfortable with. And with that most recent point about the freestyle, when you're so much more than your go-to moves, and have the courage, we would encourage you to have the courage to put those down and explore what else might fit. What else do you have to say, rather than just repeating that same word over and over again. With complacency,
Right.
it's about not resting, not chilling out too much. It's that you stop seeking information about the stuff that you already feel comfortable with. And then the initial point about remembering that while you might feel comfortable and strengthened doing something, there's actually more of you than just that one style or that one, technical move or whatever it is. It's about reaching beyond that to keep evolving and keep growing as an artist, because then we increase our vocabulary. And when we increase our vocabulary, we can speak to more people. We can
We'll make ourselves more versatile. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just definitely it's that thing about being confident enough or being brave enough to take that chance when, we totally get it. We understand how it can feel. It can feel so scary to do those things that you haven't quite perfected yet. But just taking that chance can really grow you in ways you probably won't even see. You can't even imagine.
And the smallest little step can actually be a huge, brave,
Huge.
massive,
Yes.
courageous, artistic step forward.
So-
And we're right there with you,
Go
taking
for it.
those steps.
Take some chances.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Bye.